Sup fellas, sup trynd players, our trynd Reddit, and those in the Discord watching. I decided to make a video about the most commonly built trynd builds right now. Disclaimer, we're not doing AP. AP, at least from how I've been seeing, isn't really built as much. If you like it, go ahead. You can try and build it, whatever fuck makes you fancy. But these are the common builds that Discord has been using, and or common builds that kind of make sense. You'll see as we go along. So we're gonna start with the champion.gg build, where it's Time Mat, then Zerkers, and Fam Dancer, Infinity Edge, Winter's Rageblade, Ravenous Hydra, Trinity Force. Now, currently in champion.gg, there's Scimitar here, but honestly, I feel like that's just like this last slot is whatever you feel at the moment. Like, if you feel like you don't need Trinity Force and a Scimitar, you can go for that, and then, that shit. Now, this is the classic Time Mat. This was like, in my class, like, this, pretty much, this, predates the Infinity Edge rework, except for Rageblade. With this build, you would go, this, but cut out Infinity for Essence Reaver back when Essence Reaver was still, really good on trynd. But now it's just Time Mat, Zerkers, Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, Rageblade. Less CDR, but this gives you really good extended fight dueling, like really good. Very few people would probably be able to best you in a 1v1 on equal footing if you have this build, if you use your abilities right. Next is this was the popular Korean build when it started popping up. Haven't really been seeing it built as much, but it is a thing. The Korean Stormrazor build is Time Mat, Zerkers, Stormrazor, Static Shift, and then Mercury Scimitar. Some disclaimer: I don't really recall if Time Mat was indeed rushed for this build. I think it may have been, but for all I know, it could have been a Static Shift rush into Stormrazor or whatever the fuck. But I think it may have been Time Mat, Zerkers, and then you would go Stormrazor instead of PD, then Static and Mercury. This build is pretty good into squishies. Not so much of an extended fighting, it's weaker. In extended fights, my opinion, I feel like you would lose more extended fights than you would have normally won with either the classic build or this new CDR build I'm going to be telling you about. Now, this CDR build, it's newish, but it kind of almost logical, and it doesn't sound too stupid, too far-fetched. So with this build, you get Time Mat into Zerkers, into Phantom Dancer, into Infinity Edge, and then you can have Death Stance, and then into Trinity Force. Now you take that sorcery secondary rune on the sorcery tree. I think it's Transcendence. I think that's what it's called. You take that rune, which gives you free 10 CDR in 10 minutes. So by the time you get that rune, you should probably be nearing finishing Infinity Edge. So when you get Death, then you get Death Stance, you have 20 CDR, and then you build a Trinity Force to max out to 40 CDR. This build pretty much has some good extended fighting into it. You cut out Rageblade from the build. And it's not too bad because of the fact that Trinity Force grants attack speed, 40% attack speed, not that bad. And also CDR as well. And you have the Sheen effect. Well, the Sheen effect isn't all that cray, depending on how you look at it. It might actually be, considering Tryndamere's Q and whatnot. Like, you may not be able to proc it as efficiently, but it does definitely show when you run down somebody, because you W, you auto. Or you W and then they freaking do a movement ability, you E-spin, then you auto, and you just auto, and you auto, Best case scenario is you W them, you auto them, so that you got one Sheen proc, then they do like a flash or a movement ability, and then you E-spin into them and get another Sheen proc, and then if you ult, another Sheen proc, and so there's that. But yeah, so this build grants you 40 CDR with the Transcendence rune. I personally even used it a bit, and I like it. You could You could build Trinity after Infinity Edge instead of Death Stance, and I did that as well. However, I felt the lack of life steal at that point of the game after Infinity Edge to be quite noticeable. You start, spamming more Qs and shit like that when But with if you go Death Stance instead, I feel like you not only get that sweet passive that helps you not have to burn ult so quickly, but you get life steal, so you don't have to keep spamming Cure when on eating Fury and shit. And then of course you go Trinity Force afterwards. Really, my opinion, really good build to go for. Has some good balance between CDR and extended runes. And extended fighting. Really good, my opinion. Go definitely give it a try. And now, just in case you want to know about runes, let's go into here. Just in case you want to know about runes, this is pretty much the go-to. I go jungle Tryndamere, so you may be freaking like shitting yourself saying, why the hell you go Conqueror in the jungle? That's just for when it hits late game. But this is the runes. Triumph, usually always. Clarity you always take, unless I have heavy CC. You're gonna go a lot attack speed anyway, then you go Tenacity. Don't go Cup to Grace. That was an accident. It's Last Stand, might be. Last Stand, not Cup to Grace. Might be. And then for Sorcery, Nimbus Cloak, Transcendence. This is the one I'm talking about. Free 10 CDR. Really good. And then that is it, folks. That's the builds most commonly built on Tryndamere. Have fun building.